I'm live. Okay, good morning. It's Thursday, and it is the 4th of May 2023, special day for me. It's my daughter's birthday today. Anyhow, I am reading out of Winged Pharaoh, a book of far memory written by Joan Grant. A beautiful story which plays, it's her first book. She was born 1907. This book was published in 1937, and she died in 1989. Now, this book plays a long, long time ago. It was written in ancient Egypt with such a clarity, detail, and living presence that it is quite reasonable to believe that Winged Pharaoh is a far memory and not a figment of imagination, but a recollection. It's a rare treat, and I'm very happy to read it aloud. I have no idea if anybody has done this before, but I have read it before, and I want to remember it better. So, this is chapter 3. The story is from the viewpoint of, it's quite a difficult name actually, it's Sekhmet, I think it is, Sekhetara. It's the name of a beautiful place, a garden, but it is also the name of the character who was Joan Grant. We are now on chapter 3. Dream Country. One day when I was 3 years old, I was with my mother by the swimming pool. One end of it was quite shallow, and I could stand there alone. I took off my necklace of lapis and shell beads and my little white linen kilt and played in the water, banging it with my hands so that the drops leapt into the air. When I had finished with the water, I ran about in the sun without my clothes on, and I picked some flowers and made them into a bunch to give to Nea, who was out with my father. Then Ma'ata came and said that it was time for me to go to bed. But I didn't want to go, and I said, no, I won't, because I wanted to stay with my mother in the sun. Ma'ata looked very stern, and as tall as one of the pillars in the great hall. I jumped back into the pool and splashed very hard, so that she couldn't come near me without getting wet. And then Mother asked me to come out, so I did. Ma'ata got cross, so I lay on my back and yelled out very loud, I won't go to sleep, I won't go to sleep, I won't. And I drummed my heels on the ground so that she would know I really meant it and stop bothering me. This was a good idea because Mother told Ma'ata to leave me alone with her, so Mother had to go, and I was very pleased. Then Mother asked me why I didn't want to go to sleep, and I said, because it's dull, and because I'm enjoying myself, having a lovely time. And she said, you can have a lovely time when you are asleep. I didn't quite know what she meant until she pointed to my kilt, which was still lying by the edge of the pool, and went on, sometimes you wear that kilt, and sometimes you don't. Just because you haven't got your kilt on, it doesn't mean you have to be dull. When you want to get into the water, you take your kilt off. You love being in the water, don't you? Well, when you go to sleep, you take your body off and leave it in your bed, and then you go and have a lovely time. And you can do lots of exciting things you can't do when you are in your body. Just the same as you can't go into the pool when you're in your kilt. Don't you ever have dreams? And I said, of course I do. And then she told me that dreams were memories of things I did when I left my body asleep. When you're in bed, if you still want to bathe, you can leave your body there, which will please Ma'ata, and you can come and play in the pool, which will please yourself. And in the dream country, water is just as wet, and you can have even more fun playing there than when you are awake. After she told me that, I thought I had been very silly to mind having to go to sleep, so I gave her lots of kisses and went to my room and told Ma'ata I was sorry I'd been horrid. Then she stopped being a long way off like a pillar and became all near and friendly again. When Mother came to say good night, she sat beside me and stroked my forehead with her cool hand as her soft voice caressed me. Sleep, my daughter, for the sun has drawn the curtains of the night, leaving the stars to watch you while you rest. The sails of all the river boats are furled, and the birds have folded their far flying wings. Lion cubs are sleeping in the mother's warmth, and the fish dream in the shelter of the reeds. The flowers breathe out their perfume on the dusk, and all is still, save the night-singing bird. So sleep, my daughter, and close your drowsy lids. Sleep with the world and let your spirit free. And I curled up in my bed and tried to go to sleep very quickly, so as to get to know more about the dream country. That was chapter 3. Goodbye.